First and foremost, I would have to say is my wife, Peggy. Peggy is a very loving mother. She's a terrific wife, and she's a compassionate nurse. Unfortunately, Peggy also suffered from breast cancer. And I'd like to say that I learned more about courage and about compassion from Peggy during her battle than I could have ever have hoped to have learned in 10 lifetimes. A second influence in my life would be my father. My father unfortunately died at a young age of leukemia. However, my father was a very caring, generous man. From my father, I take my work ethic. I recall him saying that in life I would definitely set goals for myself. He said in doing so, simply follow your heart. And that's what I've attempted to do. Thirdly, I would have to mention my mother-in-law, who is a very generous, good woman. If she's watching this, I'd like her to know that when she does sit down and think about whether or not her life has been successful, I'd like her to know that she's been a huge success. First and foremost, I'd have to say is my brother-in-law, Ned Abrahamson. He really was one of my mentors in the law, taught me the practice of law, and has been very good to me throughout my career. Secondly, I would have to say my father-in-law, Judge Richard Conaboy, who always has time to speak with me and has, again, mentored me through my entire legal career, for which I am very grateful. And thirdly, was an individual that I had practiced with for many years, Walter W. O'Hara, who we affectionately referred to as Bub, who was an old World War II veteran that was a gentleman's gentleman and taught me the practice of law as well. I find competition interesting and exciting, and competition in any form. Currently, I'm very curious about medical issues. Unfortunately, in 2005, I contracted Hodgkin's lymphoma, and then in 2010, I contracted acute myeloid leukemia from the chemotherapy from the lymphoma. So I'm very interested in all of the new medical cures coming out, all of the new medical technology, and believe it or not, I think I follow medicine as closely as I have law for the last 2 years or so many years. Try your hardest every single day, and take every day as it comes. Try to do your best, and if you can help others in doing so, do that. Currently, I'm working on writing a book, and the book concerns my experiences with cancer from 2005 to the present. And I hope it's a bestseller, but I don't know that it would be a bestseller. But that's my prep project right now, is trying to write a book about my experiences with cancer so that perhaps, you know, I could help 1 or 2 other people who suffered from the same cancers that I had. Helping people. As a lawyer, you know, it gives me the opportunity to help people who are less fortunate. If I didn't become a lawyer, I think I would have became a teacher. And I have great respect for the teaching profession. I served on our school board for 8 years and had the privilege of working with people who day in and day out helped children. Currently, I do a lot of work for legal aid, and some of the pro bono work that I do involves children. And that's one of the best parts of my practice, one of the parts I enjoy most, one of the parts I find to be most fulfilling. I'd like to add that I have 2 daughters, Rosetta and Maggie, who I love dearly, and both of those children have taken the path of teaching. You know, I've been a 2-time cancer survivor, a hospice survivor, a bone marrow transplant survivor, and a long-term intensive care patient. But I'll tell you this, every day is a blessing. I wake up every day to go to my job now, and I couldn't be happier.